Hello boys. Breaking news involving the transfer market has just come out and it is stirring supporters across the web. Celtic have entered the fight for a player highly desired by Rangers and the situation is shaking the backstage atmosphere at Celtic Park. I will tell you all the details in a moment, but first leave your like on the video and activate notifications so you do not miss any Celtic news. The situation revolves around Andy Irving, the Scottish midfielder from West Ham, whose name has returned to Celtic's radar after months of speculation and mixed signals emerging from London. According to information from sources close to the English club, Irving is now considered one of the surplus players in Graham Potter's squad, which reopens the door to a transfer that almost took place in the summer. At that time, Celtic made a formal offer of £1.9 million plus add-ons, an offer rejected by the Hammers before the player himself turned down a move to Wrexham, believing he could still earn his place in the Premier League. However, the scenario has changed completely, and West Ham now consider releasing him for a low fee, reigniting the interest of both Celtic and their Ibrox rivals, who were also in the race months ago. Irving, however, has always made clear his affection for Scottish football and the importance of returning to the environment where he built his emotional and professional foundations, something that weighs heavily for clubs familiar with his journey. His recent comments, speaking about how he always enjoys every chance to go home and see his family, add even more strength to the growing speculation that a move to Glasgow would feel natural. At West Ham, he remains a peripheral figure, far from securing meaningful minutes, while direct competitors in his position gain ground and reduce the logic of his continued presence. Analysts believe his versatility in midfield would fit well in a squad seeking depth and constructive ability, especially in tighter domestic fixtures. For Celtic, the opportunity to bring in a Scottish player with continental experience and motivation to restart is viewed as a strategic advantage in a market where inflated prices restrict movement. Wrexham's interest is expected to resurface, but the sporting and emotional pull of Glasgow carries far more weight at this stage. Now, the key question is whether Celtic are prepared to revisit their offer and whether the player sees Parkhead as the ideal destination to rediscover his best form. Supporter, leave your opinion in the comments. Would Irving be a good addition to our midfield? The potential reopening of this negotiation adds positive tension to the approaching window and shows how Celtic remain attentive to the right opportunities. Irving appears as a viable, accessible option with strong identification with Scottish football, something that always influences decisions of this kind. Feel free to comment on what you expect from this possible move and remember to leave your like to help the channel reach more boys around the world.